Hey, what's up, everybody? This your man, comedian ATRAIN. I'm sitting here with my honey dripper, pineapple honey dripper, flipped upside down. Listen to my man, DJ Bernard B, on Southernlistic Radio. Lunch break, Nick.
Yeah. Train.
What up, baby? Bernard B.
Okay.
Hey, man, you know what? You use your PPP loan for what it's supposed to do.
You already know.
Last time I was in this studio, boy, it's been some upgrades since last time I was in here. Yeah, I thought I was going to bring my church fan, but you got that AC kicking.
That's it. I can't have you come in here sweating, man.
Hey, man, this dope, man. This dope right here, man. What up, baby?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Look, man, if y'all don't know, if you've been under a rock somewhere, you know, you've been at a sabbatical, just for them folks there, the ones way back there.
Listen.
Let them know who you is, man.
Hey, man, this comedian A-Train, man. This right now, this is just family right here. You know what I'm saying? Me and Bernard B go all the way back. You talking about a real day one? Bernard B is a real day one. We go all the way back to the apartments, baby, like early 80s, man. Early 80s, B.
Look, that's why it was kind of appropriate for you to come today on Throwback Thursday. Like,
Yes.
you gave me some days, and I was like, Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah,
man.
See, hey, look, and you ain't even look in the window. I wanted you to stop and look in the window
Listen,
when you walked up.
I see it. I didn't see it from that end, but I see it from this side.
Right.
As soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, man, this brings back a lot of memories right here, man. A lot of memories, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, you know, just like comedy, I always tell people, they was like, you know, as a comedian, I tell people all the time, this ain't something we do. It's literally who I am. And the same thing goes for DJing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something you do. This is who you are.
You know, and that's funny.
This is who you are.
Right, because people like, well, I thought you did how? No, I was a DJ first.
It's a DJ first.
That's always been.
Yeah,
They
like
just-
this is you, man.
Right.
This is you. And that's what people need to understand, man. And when you doing something that is just literally you know what I'm saying? You can have that longevity. You know what I'm saying? Because like my OG told me, he was like, you know, acts fade. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be an act as a comedian because acts fade. You know what I'm saying? But when you are yourself, that's going to be around forever, baby.
That is so true. Now, you know what's so funny?
What?
Because people don't tell, and I'm asking you this for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Tell them how old Booby is.
Oh, man. We're 8 years apart. We're
So-
8 years apart. I'm 50. No, I'm sorry. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in August. And Booby is 8 years older than me, so he's what, 57?
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I tell people, I say, look, man, I'm almost 60.
That's crazy, man.
And they was like, man, I say, look, y'all just don't even know. Like, they said, well, how was, because they try to compare me to you. And I'm
Right.
like, I appreciate it, but
Right.
how was he in your window if y'all didn't know?
And
like,
see?
I was teenage almost.
Right.
He was 8, 9, telling jokes, 10 years old. Get out from in front of my window with the foolishness.
And you know, that has literally been the story of my life. Like even when I met my wife Tracy, she thought I was older than what I was because of the crew that I was hanging around with. They were older than me. So I've had this complex like all my life. A lot of times, that's why I tell people, man, it's like I'm young, but I got an old soul. And because my family, like the brother the sibling next to me, we're 8 years apart. So therefore, like you, all of his crew, his friends, they became my friends and my brothers as well. So, you know what I'm saying? I grew up and hung around folks that was always older than me because that was literally the dynamics of my household.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm that little uncle in the hood where, you know what I'm saying, my nieces and nephews used to carry me around on their hip. And they introduced me to other people like, hey, y'all meet my little uncle. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
That was my life. So, yeah, I was hanging around in your window while you was spinning. But, yeah, I'm younger than y'all. But it's just the dynamics of the hood. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, man. Getting to some serious stuff now. What do you think the state of comedy is now?
Healthy. And the reason I say that is because comedy is so healthy that even people who don't know anything about comedy, they know what it should be when they when they see something, they be like, hey, I don't think comedy's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be funnier than this right here, don't it? You know what I'm saying? But that's how healthy comedy is. That when you sit before something that ain't really hitting, you know it ain't hitting. But if think about it, if comedy wasn't healthy, when you sitting in front of trash or you see somebody on stage and they trash, you wouldn't know they trash because you wouldn't have nothing to compare it to. So that's why I say the state of comedy right now. I heard Seinfeld say this, man. He said comedy will always take care of itself. You don't have to try to get in front of it, campaign it. You know, no one person could be the face of comedy. Comedy is too broad. You know what I'm saying? Like one genre could be the definition of comedy. Comedy always take care of itself. You ain't got to worry about no internet. You ain't got to worry about no little internet sensations. You ain't got to worry about no skits. You ain't got to worry about no act. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll always fade, and what's gonna stand the test of time is true stand up, and that's what's happening.
So let me ask you, what you ending right there. How do you feel the state of comedy is in Jacksonville and in the state of Florida?
Well, you know, one of my goals when I started doing my room, you know, like 10 years ago, ATRAIN Live, the experience, one of my goals were to have a part in cultivating the culture of comedy and have Duval be seen as a city for comedy. And that's why I was doing so much comedy, bringing shows, doing shows every month, once a quarter, you know what I'm saying, when we moved to another venue. But my goal was I want to provoke and inspire the city to be a city that we respond well to comedy so that people on the outside will look at Duval and be like, oh, yeah, we need to put them on the ticket. We got to put that city make that city a stop on the tour because Jacksonville really respond well to, you know, comedy. So I say that to say this, being one of the people who's really set out to do my part to help the city be viewed as a place of comedy, you know what I'm saying? I think we've made a lot of ground in the last 10 years. And like think about it. You see a lot more comedy shows coming to the arena, coming to the Florida Theater, coming to Times Union Theater. You know, of course you got the Comedy Zone, the club, you know, they're going to do their thing every week. But within the last 10 years, come on, B. You've been seeing a lot of independent comedy shows coming to the city within the last 10 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's because people like myself, some other comedians who was on the ground doing their little room, doing their little shows, I'm telling you, that stuff add up to when people on the outside, they look up and they be like, oh, yeah, Jacksonville's a city for comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're definitely right because even with the, internet sensations, so to speak, the social media sensations, it is giving them space to do their thing. Yeah. And not only do their space, like you say, be able to come on a ticket. Yeah. So yeah.
And, you know, shout out to the people who were, like, in the trenches for years, you know, catering to the comedy game, like Miss Dana. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like
shout out Miss Dana.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Dana. She was bringing people, you know what I'm saying, to Skyline and, you know what I'm saying, some other
Anita Baker.
Listen, like, yeah, they were doing their part and trying to, you know, number one, give the comedians some work. And then number two, give the city something to come out to and have a good time. And a lot of times that stuff don't get a lot of notoriety, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, those of us who know who's out here, it's our responsibility to highlight that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to show them love. And like when I came along, started, you know, doing my thing in the game, you know what I'm saying? That's just another drop in the bucket, you know what I'm saying, to take the city to the next level in the area of comedy. So, you know what I mean?
Right. So,
yeah.
And keep moving, because you're moving right into the next thing.
Yeah.
Your projects. What's some of the projects that you got going on for 2025?
Right now we know we do ATRAIN Live, the experience, right? Every quarter. Well, we do like 4 shows a year with that platform. So what I've transitioned to starting this year, we're going to have 3 ATRAIN Live, the experiences that, you know, in our normal venue that we normally have. And then that 4th one, at least one out of that year, is going to be like the grand finale, like a big one. You know what I'm saying? Which that's what's coming up on May 11th on the Mother's Day show. I got Cheryl Underwood coming in. I got comedian Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We got comedian Skeet Carter, which is the side dude himself. You know what I'm saying? You've seen his viral videos. And then myself. So I'm performing. Cheryl is hosting. So listen, man, that's going to be at the Times Union Theater on Mother's Day. that actual Sunday. Doors open up at 6, show start at 7. So that's gonna be a real dope week because that's Funk Fest weekend as well.
Now tell them again where they get them tickets at.
Go to my website at comedianatrain.com. That's comedianatrain.com.
Look right there at the bottom. You can see it right
and
there. And
tickets are already moving. So, the regular A-Train Live, the experience, you know what I'm saying? We already sell out with that. So this right here is a bigger show, and we're doing it at the it's a bigger lineup, heavier lineup. We're doing it at the Times Union Theater. It's A-Train Live, the experience, and T Breeze Entertainment presents Comedian A-Train and Friends, starring Cheryl Underwood as the host, Comedian Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and comedian Skeet Carter, as well as myself. So we're going to have a real good time, man.
Man, that's going to be big. That's going to be big.
Yeah.
So, y'all make sure, I ain't got to tell y'all, because y'all always show up. Y'all always show up and show out. There's never been an A-Train show that I even thought about that wasn't going. So, I ain't.
Yeah.
But please,
they
make
all
sure.
Snap. They all snap.
Make sure y'all get out and get those tickets. If you have not seen a show, because I have heard a few, I always hear about the A-Train Live experience. Go see, because matter of fact, last night in I'm at Illusions, and young lady come up to the DJ booth. She say, "I saw you at A-Train Live," and she say, "But when I looked around again, you was gone."
You was gone. Yeah.
I say, "No, I had another engagement, so I had to come in and do my thing, and then I was out."
Right.
She say, I was pissed off though. I said, "Well, what the hell? What did I do?" She said, "No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you." She say, "My girlfriend called me at the last minute to come, and we got there, and we sitting in the back."
Wow.
I say, "Well, that was your homegirl fault."
You're right. Because these tickets been on sale for a couple of months, well, at least 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
I say,
and
listen,
you can't be caught slipping with that A-Train Live experience. Real talk, man.
Like, that is just what I told her.
Yeah.
I say, "Look, tell your homegirl, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
When you see it, go get them.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be mad. You're going to be mad because you're going to want to be a part. That's why it's the experience. So I applaud y'all on that, man. Y'all do an amazing job.
It's more than comedy, man. It is an experience. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So I really applaud y'all. Keep moving along. We got some few bills to pay in a second. But with that being said also, man, how is the transition from stage, well, not even stage, from being to the boat? How's it going to the boat?
To the cruise ships. It's definitely a transition, man. I tell cats all the time, don't be so quick and so in a rush trying to get out there and performing within that arena, you know what I'm saying, that lane, because I'm going to tell you right now, take all the time you need to develop yourself on land, because out there on that water, it is one of the most interesting. I'm running out of time. Oh, okay. That is that's one of the most interesting platforms to try to do comedy, because the crowd is so diverse.
Right.
And they're all in the same audience. So like it's easier to perform on land, because if I go to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, go to a club in Atlanta, I already know what my subject base can be because my crowd is concentrated. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you're on that ship, you got people from different backgrounds, different parts of the world, different countries. They from different age groups. You know what I'm saying? Different genres. So it's all like a melting pot. And then you have to have your material on a level where it resonate and relate to all these different people on some level. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the little jokes that you do, you know what I'm saying, in a hookah lounge, they ain't gonna work out on that ship. First of all, you gotta have material.
Listen.
First of all, you got to have material, because they, most of the cruise lines, they're going to require you to have at least 4 shows, 4 different shows. And then there are levels to it as well. There are some ships, you know what I'm saying, we do 10 shows in 2 days, and it's all 10 different sets.
And let me say this, and this is he was speaking on the entertainment. Let me speak for the DJ, since he brought that up.
Yeah.
make sure you have all your paperwork together before you go try knocking on these people's door. Think you finna just jump on these.
Yeah.
I want to be on the cruise ship. Okay.
Yeah.
If you ain't got that, first of all, if you ain't, he just said material, but if you ain't got your paperwork together.
Man, I've had cats to hit me up, man. I've had comedians hit me, hey, man, I want to get on the ship. And then, I'm like, all right, just, like when they ready, I hit you up. I hit him up. He like, oh, I ain't got a passport. What? Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't have a passport? Like, yeah, man, I'm behind on my child support. Like, oh, come on, man. Like, that has happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah. And that's just why I said that. That is just why I brought that up.
Yeah.
Because, trying to help us, I've had a couple kids. Bro, how you get on the boat? How you ever get on the boat?
And congratulations on that too, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
First of all, and the same way he has to have material, you got to have a playlist.
Listen, man.
You get on that thing, you finna play Bootsy and Webby and Jeezy.
Ain't gonna happen,
You're gonna drop you off at the next port.
You gotta have like a corporate element to you. You know what I'm saying? Because like you say, you it's a broad audience out there, and it ain't all hood.
Listen,
it ain't all hood.
I have trained. Now it's a habit. Before it was just me getting into it, but now 98% of the time I play clean.
See,
just because I don't have to get ready. I don't have to say, oh, I can't remember I'm on the boat. I got to play.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to look at the comedians, DJs, whatever. Look at your audience.
Read the room, baby.
Be able to read the room.
B, check this out. So, I do multiple cruise lines. You know what I'm saying? MSC, Norwegian, Margaritaville, Carnival. Like, I do multiple lines, right? Norwegian. So, and like on the Norwegian, like, say like the ship I just got off of, and this is like a normal aspect. The ship I just got off on, bro, I think you might have had 10 black people on the whole cruise. It was a 14-day cruise.
That was an MS, had to be.
That was a Norwegian.
Norwegian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Norwegian.
Yeah, because some of their boats.
It's a 14-day cruise, which means how many people really got time to take off work for 14 days?
Thank you.
It's gonna be old retired people, and then you know what I'm saying, majority of like certain cruise ships, you're not gonna see a lot of us on there.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it is what it is. We tend to go to one particular cruise line, and I don't even have to call their name.
No, we're gonna call their name.
And my point is, like you say, have that paperwork, have a catalog, because you could be in an environment where you're the minority, and they don't know who Lil Bootsy is.
Look, they stuck me in a lounge just because. I don't know if hey, just go work. So they stick me in this lounge. Yeah, it's true. I ain't gonna even tell you the ship either. So they stick me in the lounge.
Yeah.
And I'm playing, and on the boat, I don't never use this when I'm in the club, but I got a saying. You say it, I play it.
Yeah.
So to speak. So the guy sitting at the bar, he was like, "Rrr," and you could tell he's late 60s.
Yep.
Early 70s or whatever.
Yep.
And he look over with a scowl on his face, and he says, "You wouldn't know nothing about my music." And I was like, "Wow, thank you for that." Now, I wait a couple of songs. Yeah, those are the exact words. You wouldn't know nothing about my music. So I wait a couple of songs, and at the time that he said it, I was in some like 80s R&B, and then I played a couple of Motown. And that's when he kind of said it. Once again, I finished my little Motown segment, and I hit, I'm going to sing, so y'all, I don't sing. Fly me to the moon.
Oh, brother. I know he probably brought some money to the booth.
Listen.
That's they one right there.
Listen.
Any Frank Sinatra or
there you go.
Tony Bennett, listen, man. That's their music.
So when I played it, I thought he was going to fall off the little chair. Look, Now, mind y'all.
You got him, baby. You
I'm
read
working.
the room. You read the room.
He comes over. What do you know about that? So I said, what do you mean? The Rat Pack with Dean Martin?
Yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yeah.
So he was like,
hey, man.
You. And then I played a Dean Martin tune.
See?
He came back as he was leaving, and he put a $50 chip
I told
on my booth.
I told you he was going to bring some money at that booth.
Look.
Man, listen, man. Let me tell you something, brother. Tracy was with me. And I am not lying. Baby was on this cruise with me. Man, this dude came to me after a show one time with a $500 chip. He said, hey, man, I enjoyed your comedy so, man. He's like, my wife and I, man, we haven't laughed like this in years. He's like, he said, here, take this. And I was like, what's this? And I looked, I said, no, man, I can't take this, man. I gave it back, B.
Wow.
See, $500.
Yeah.
I gave it back. So I'm telling you, I know how they'll bring that money to you on that boat.
They will. They are very, especially when you surprise them. So yeah, people, please.
Now, I went back to my room. It's like, what did I just do?
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this, Train, because I really want to know. Do they stick you in them little closet rooms too?
Well, it depends. It depends.
Man.
Listen, I tell every cruise line is different and every ship is different, and then also the tenure. You know what I'm saying? It's status to this thing too. So and I don't work my way to where what I'm saying they look out for your boy. But here's what I tell comedians when they be asking about the living quarters on ships. I tell them straight up. I say, bro, not you, but I'm saying this is what I tell them. I said, bro, listen to me. Your mind is in the wrong place. I said, it doesn't. I said, wherever they have you sleeping on that ship, I guarantee you it'll be better than that sidewalk you'll be sleeping on next month when you can't make rent. Come on here, get that bag, and keep your mind focused. Slang these jokes, make that bread, and go and do what you need to do to take care of your family. Don't worry about where they putting you.
Listen.
Man, your mind. People be worried about the wrong thing. You ain't cruising, you working.
Right. Director, do you? No, I don't mind. Do you? No. What do you? You want to? When you want me to play? What time you want? 10 o'clock? I'll be there.
Because here's the thing, B. Here's the thing. As a gigger, that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? We in the entertainment business. We're giggers. You know what I'm saying? We're independent. You know what I'm saying? We're contractors. You know what I'm saying? We're self-employed. And as a gigger, what you look for is guaranteed dates. Am I right or wrong?
There you go.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the cruise ship industry, they have more dates than they have comedians. I've been double booked so many times. They like, I say, hey, I can't be in Puerto Rico because you got me on this ship. I'm over here oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. And what I'm trying to say is it's 52 weeks in a year, brother. These ships, get them guaranteed dates, and then you string your schedule in the middle of them. You know what I'm saying? Any little gaps in your calendar that you got, then I book and schedule things in between that. But, brother, listen to me, man. They ain't got to worry about where I'm going to sleep. Are you crazy? That ain't never been my question.
Never.
I'm trying to get that check.
Look here. And them checks be nice.
Listen, man, and then not just the check, but you got to look at the consistency.
Let's see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, brother, I have my dates. Like, I was booked up all the way through 2025 from fall of last year.
Well, let me ask you this real quick, because I almost made this mistake, and I do say I think it would have been a mistake now. I was about to quit.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. The first one I did,
that first run,
it was an 8-day, and I only had to play 2 days.
Yeah.
I only had to play 2 days. So
yeah.
when we playing for 2 days, I was just like, man, I'm losing my mind. I want to get off this boat.
Yeah. And here's what I tell other comics. I say, nah, because some cats like to feel themselves. They like to, you know what I'm saying? They what old folks say, he's smelling himself.
Right.
So, like this gig I just got off of, right? That ship I just got off of, 1 week I did a total of 4 shows, which is sweet, okay? Actually, it was 4 shows for the whole run. But some comics be like, man, I can't be on this boat the whole week. Let me just do my thing and get off because I got. So I used to tell me where you gonna go and get this same bag for within this 1 week? What they taking you away from? You being here, tell me how much money you missing out on. I'll wait.
Me too. That's why I said I almost made a mistake.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then you have some schedules, what they call front end and back end. You know what I'm saying? Where we'll sling out jokes. You know what I'm saying? I do my shows, you know, in the first part of the week, get off the ship at another port, you know what I'm saying? Hit another ship and do more shows. And then by the end of the week, I come back to another. So it's like you're able to ship hop within that 1 week, you know what I'm saying? So you can hit, you know what I'm saying, multiple, you can work multiple loads, you know what I'm saying, in that 1 week. But that's like, that's really not the norm, you know what I'm saying? Right. It is an element, but, you know, now, especially like since COVID, they try to have you where you're on for the whole run because it's less problems with, you know, germs and paperwork and all that. Because when they used to fly us to different ports, you know what I'm saying, or we'll get off one ship and walk over to another ship, you know what I'm saying, after the pandemic, that kind of changed a little bit. But it still do it to a certain degree. But, you know, it was more ways to get that bag within 1 week, you know what I'm saying? But even if you don't, it's still a sweet thing, you know what I'm saying, B? So yes, you spending twice, you on a schedule to spend twice within an 8-day run. I mean, brother, just sit back and enjoy that buffet, enjoy the restaurants, and
we're going to talk about that after this quick break. Boy, them buffets, oh, okay. Hey, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and we coming right back. ATRAIN.
Cool. Oh, you were showing me the dude.
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm done and make sure it's broke. When I'm gone, no one gets on, cause I won't let nobody press up and mess up the scene I set. I like to stand in the crowd and watch the people wonder, damn. But think about it, then you understand. I'm just an addict, addicted to music. Maybe it's a habit, I gotta use it. Even if it's jazz or the quiet storm, I hook a beat up, convert it into hip-hop form. Write a rhyme and graffiti in every show you see me in. Deep concentration, cause I'm no comedian. Jokers are wild if you wanna be tame. I treat you like a child and you're gonna be named another enemy, not even a friend of me. Cause you'll get fried in the end when you pretend to be competing. Cause I just put your mind on pause and I complete when you compare my rhyme with yours. I wake you up and as I stare in your face, you seem stunned. Remember me, the one you got your idea from. But soon you start to suffer, the tune will get rougher. When you start to stutter, that's when you had enough of fighting it'll make you choke. You can't provoke, you can't cope, you should have broke. Because I ain't no joke. As serious as cancer. Who can keep the average dancer hyper as a heart attack? Nobody's smiling, cause you're expressing the rhyme that I'm styling. This is what we all sit down to write. You can't make it, so you take it home, break it and bite. Use pieces and bits of all my hip-hop hits. Get the style down packed, then it's time to switch. Put my tape on pause and add some more to yours. Then you figured you're ready for the neighborhood chores. So EMC, don't even try to be. When you come up to speak, don't even lie to me. You like to exaggerate, dream and imaginate. Then change the rhyme around that could aggravate me. So when you see me come up, freeze. Or you'll be one of those 7 MCs. They think that I'm a new jack, but only if they knew that. They who think wrong, or they who can't do that style that I'm doing, they might ruin patterns and paragraphs based on you. And you're all beat DJ if anything he play sound familiar. I'll wait till he say play him. So I'ma have to diss. Who broke, you can get a smack for this. I ain't no joke. hold the microphone like a grudge. Be a hold a record so the needle don't budge. I hold a conversation cause what I invent, I nominated my DJ the president. When I'm see, I'll keep a freestyle going steadily. So pucker up and whistle my melody. But whatever you do, don't miss one. There'll be another rough rhyme after this one. Before you know it, you're following and fiending, waiting for the punchline to get the meaning. Like before, the moral of my story I'm telling. Nobody beats the R, so stop yelling. Save it, put it in your pocket for later. Cause I'm moving the crowd and be a rectificator. No interruptions till the mic is broke. When I'm gone, then you can joke. Cause everything is real on a serious tip. Keep playing, and I get furious quick. And I take you for a walk through hell. Freeze your dome, then watch your eyeballs swell. Guide you out of triple stage darkness. When it get dark again, then I'ma spark this microphone. Cause the heat is on. You see smoke, then I finish when the beat is gone. I'm no joke, no joke, no joke.
All right, y'all. We back. So now first of all, while we was off camera, we were discussing them rooms again. But we got some people in the chat that he wanted to address some stuff to before we move on.
Yeah, shout out to who was that? They said they still have one of my shirts. Say shout out to ATRAIN. I still have your IE shirt
there we
that
go.
he purchased. That's what's up. Shout out to that Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny Memphis Browns. That's love, man. Appreciate it. And then I saw where somebody named Andy Chambers was saying that they were a contractor for 4 years, and they never knew if it would be renewed. Never knowing is never knowing is hard. Luckily, he's employed now with them full time now, which is cool. Congratulations on that. And I just want to share this with people too. Like what I do as a comedian with these cruise ships, I'm what they call a guest entertainer, which means I'm not crew. You know what I'm saying? The crew is the people who have to be on the ships for like 6 months or 9 months straight based on their visas. As a guest entertainer, I go in, I sling my jokes, I do my thing, and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like my contract, it could be a week long. It's based on me, my availability, and what, you know what I'm saying, my team, you know, for as my manager and all that want me to do. So that's something I wanted to point out that, you know what I'm saying, that I thought about when he was talking about the contractor side, and he's employed with them now full time. So, you know, we in and out.
So this hosting thing, man, the hosting thing you always comedian first, but yeah. I noticed that's just becoming really big. So I guess my question is, which one is harder, hosting or just doing your set?
Man, I wouldn't say, that's a good question. They both are needed, they're both different. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because they both work in tandem with each other. Like, one helps the other out and vice versa. Like when you hosting, it helps you develop material. You know what I'm saying? It gives you stage time. You know what I'm saying? It's like being in the gym. It allows you to exercise a certain muscle so that when you go and do stand-up or you do a set, you know what I'm saying? Because you've done so many hosting gigs, you know what I'm saying? It shows up in your set for its like stage presence, being comfortable on stage, and being able to like wreck a room. You know what I'm saying? Because like with me, you know, before I started doing cruise ships, you know what I'm saying, standing before thousands, I was already standing before thousands for years because I was hosting a lot of arena concerts and shows, you know what I'm saying, with Levi. Shout out to, you know, Levi,
rest
man.
In peace, yeah,
rest in peace, his whole legacy, and one of the best to ever do it. So me being on those shows and those arena shows, I mean, we done did them together, B. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the best arena shows to hit the city. All of us was on that ticket together. Man. Me, you, Gene, Drop, and we was selling them. Everybody on this stage, we all from Moncrief. You know what I'm saying? So the joy and the fun y'all had tonight, just know the Moncrief boys brought y'all this fun. And that was, man, matter of fact, they sold out. That show had the seats up top. The whole arena was sold out. And man, we rocked that whole crowd. But my thing is, you know, being able to host, You know what I'm saying? It allows you to exercise a comedic muscle so that when you go and now you have to do a set, it's nothing because they both work hand in hand.
Look, and I think that's when, you know, because I get the question all the time when I'm doing something. You don't get nervous? Look, when you've been in front of 8,000 people and you got, you know, the whole, that's a feeling like no other, number one. You got everybody up off their feet. You know, in that same show you're talking about, I had to screenshot a lot of the comments when people were saying, we forgot it was a concert. Y'all was killing us so bad.
Yeah.
That we forgot the concert was going on.
People like, I want intermission to come back. We want intermission to come back in.
they wanted a second intermission. Yeah, man. That was a highlight. So it is.
But I want to go back to something you said about standing before thousands. Like, this is no cap. And I have to explain this to people sometimes. They be like, hey, man, what's up? You remember me? You know, I saw you. And I'm like, and I'm trying to remember, but you have to understand, in my world, this is no cap. If I saw you and shook your hand January 1st, 2025, and then I ran into you again 30 days later and shook your hand on February 1st, 2025, in between that 30-day window, I have literally stood before at least 30 to 40,000 people. And I have shook hands of thousands. So it's like when people like, oh man, I just saw you. Yeah, but you don't know what a week looks like for me. And it's not like you're trying to be standoffish. What like people like what they say, it ain't cap if it's true. Like people they really need to know, like, man, you got folks out here like who are really working. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them. We don't get a lot of hype, ain't a lot of social media around our name, but we in these trenches and we on this road and we on that stage week in and week out every single week of the year. And it's like you working and people don't really understand. Like, but I just saw you. Yeah. And when you saw me last, I done been to, I don't know how many countries or how many times, you know, and how many hands I done shook. I have literally slung jokes before tens of thousands of people since the last time you saw me.
Right. Look, I'm standing on the port in Honduras, and I'm talking on the phone, and my phone went out. Man, you just didn't call. First of all, you realize where I was at?
Yeah.
But I just talked to you last.
Bruh.
Dude, that was a couple days ago. A couple days ago, I was in Honduras. Yes.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, and the other thing, too, and I know you probably get this, too, as well. This one. Oh, this is I'm your Facebook friend.
Listen. Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
And I would recognize you better if I saw your Facebook page, because with you standing here in front of me, I don't know who you are. But if you tell me, show me your page, like, oh, yeah, what up, fam?
Look, do you look like, listen, man, I was at the grocery store. I'm watching this person just following me. I'm like, why are they looking? So, okay, cool. Left, didn't speak, nothing. We go to another store. And just so happened they there too. Oh, she wasn't having this one. She wasn't having it on this one. I just see you, and you ain't even speak to me.
That's hilarious.
So
man.
I'm like, okay, calm down first. Secondly, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm your Facebook friend.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name? And I said, man, I'm not being funny. I said, first off, do you look like your Facebook picture?
And don't.
No.
Yeah. No, but I mean, and it's like I say, it's not to like, you know, trying to like brag or be bodacious, you know, bragging or anything like that. I'm trying to explain it's like the climate and the atmosphere, you know, that I work in and the schedules that I have, you know what I'm saying, and the platforms that I'm standing on. And most people, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you can't fault anybody for not knowing. But I like to just put that out there to give people an idea of, like, man, you know, like, we out here working for real, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Now, I got a couple more. First of all, how is it, because I've been having little issues. How is it with relationship with your wife and all this traveling that you do? Because you travel a lot.
Yeah, the best example that I kind of point people toward to help them understand what it's like I usually point them to a military family. And it's like where you have, you know, one individual there enlisted in the service, but that whole family or that household is involved as well. So it's not just him in the service, they're in the service too, because the schedule impacts the entire household. You know what I'm saying? So I liken it unto that in that sense. You know what I mean? Shout out to those who service. I definitely wouldn't belittle them to, you know, the entertainment lifestyle. But what I'm saying is my wife, she's cut out for this too. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a soldier with this road life just as much as I am. You know what I mean? And I remember, was this last year? I think baby was, you know, we're always together on land gigs. You know, if I got a show on land, no matter what city it is, we're going to be together. But then like most times on the cruise ships, you know, she may do some and she may not, because she has her own schedule and her own world and her own things that she got going on as well. So she can't be pulled away, you know, for that number of days straight sometimes. But last year she was like, I'm going with you on every run. So she did every land gig with me from June, and it wasn't just nationally. I had some gigs that was like overseas, like in Cancun and some other destination events that I was performing at. And she was with me on those from June to September. She was with me on every land gig and every cruise ship.
Wow.
And we were in LA. We had a red carpet event to attend in LA, and then I had some other events to do, and then I had to jump on a ship in Seattle and go do the Alaska run. And when we came back from the Alaska run, I was supposed to fly to Honolulu to get on another ship to go over to Tahiti. Tracy said, my wife, this September, she's been with me since June, on the road, heavy. She said, I'm going home. I was like, you don't want to go to Hawaii? She said, no. She's like, I am going home. I am going to get in my bed, in my chair. And she said these words to me. She said, babe, I don't see how you do this. I said, not you, because she's always cracking the whip on me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like she's that support system in my corner. And for her to say, babe, I don't see how you do this. I was like, wow. And I was like, and just imagine, you didn't have to tell not one joke. You just, you on the ship, you in the room, you in the bed, you know what I'm saying? You eating, you chilling, you getting off at different ports, you know what I'm saying? But she saw the hustle and bustle because of, you know, the shows, the meetings, you know what I'm saying? The turnaround time, the sound check and the traveling and the up and down and go through customs and got to check with the immigration, and like she was there with me, and she was like, I'm going home.
I'm gonna do a rhetorical question, but it's funny too. The first couple of ones I did, I was getting that passport stamped up.
Listen,
now
it's like, man,
if I don't have to take it out, who cares nothing about no stamp?
I don't care nothing about no stamp. You see my Facebook post? Check that.
Listen, man, I was stamping everywhere.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. And then like sometimes, you know, people don't understand sometimes, you know, HR got your passport most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you be on the ship, you know what I'm saying? Unless we going through like, you know, I'm being, from flying into somewhere and then, or from flying out of there, like this last trip I just came in, I just flew in from Curacao the other week. So when I got off the ship, I had to go by immigration as well, you know, and, you know, they have to like all this paperwork and you get your stuff, you know, stamped. And I remember one time I was going through Portugal, and this man, you know, the Homeland Security person, agent, you know, they be asking you questions, you know, what you do, where you been, blah, 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 where you going. And he saw my passport, and he was flipping through it, and he was flipping through it, and he was flipping through it. He looked up at me, and he flipped through my thing again, and he said, what do you, it was one page, he held it open, because I guess this particular place was kind of like out of the norm. he knew, okay, you see this dude really traveling. He said, what do you do? Because not only is he looking at the stamps, but he's looking at the dates on them too. Because they
right.
And he said, hey, what do you do? Step over here. I said, oh, bro, I'm an entertainer, man. He's like, what kind of entertainer? What do you mean entertainer? I said, I'm a comedian, And he was like, oh, okay. And I said, I work on a lot of cruise ships, blah, 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 So, but that dude, he said, I forget what country that was, whatever that little seal, that little stamp. He said, you've been here? I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't know what that junk is because all of them look like just little stamps to me. I don't, you know what I mean? But he was like, man, he's like, you get around. I was like, yeah. He said, you pretty funny. I said, they tell me so, And he laughed or whatever. And he gave me my passport and told me to go on. But my point is, like you say, that passport, man. If you don't have to pull it out, man, you don't even want to pull that junk out.
Look here, I like that facial recognition right now.
Listen.
And you know what? God is good. I'm going to say this for everybody who's listening again, not to change the interview. But we are two cats from the inner city, the innermost city.
Man.
One of the worst neighborhoods in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida at one point.
Yep.
So for each person who is hearing or viewing this interview.
At its height.
At its height.
At its height. And people need to understand that. Like, at its height. We ain't talking about, because a lot of people live in the shadows of hearsay.
Or what was.
Of what was. And we were in the middle of it in its height and being created.
Yeah, I was going to say, because some of that
when
stuff
the fanfare was being created and the hype was being created. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to be said.
And so you can't say what can't. And we're talking about all of these destinations and these 8,000-seat arenas. So that should hopefully, I hope that motivates somebody.
Like, let me like really open that up, B.
Go ahead.
Like, when you tell somebody you're from the hood, they usually will fill in the blanks mentally themselves. And we're not just talking about the hostility that surrounds, growing up in the hood. But I'm talking about the sense of lack and the lack of resources. Before you get to an element of hopefulness, you got to look at the resources. Like, it's nothing for us to come knock on your door and say, hey, man, my mama said, y'all got some sugar? Why? Because we ain't got no sugar. Like, you trying to make Kool-Aid, but you ain't got no sugar. Like, we didn't, brother, we didn't have nothing but our sense of humor and support for one another as a neighborhood. And that's what I want people to understand. Like, man, forget hope. We didn't even have resources that put you in a seat where you can be hopeful for anything beyond tomorrow. And to come out of not a place like that, but come out of living conditions. This was our lifestyle. Bernard B. telling people we would barbecue, but not with charcoal. We burning sticks, potato chip bags, pine cones, straws, the hay that done fell out the tree. You burning moss. Listen, by the time, and we ain't bought no barbecue. They talking about the robins. They ain't had no money, but they had bullets. They shooting robins and squirrels, pigeons. And my brother talks about this all the time. The reason Jacksonville had an ordinance to protect pigeons is because in our neighborhood, they used to kill so many pigeons, not out of brutality, but we was hungry. They skipped school, and it's like, what we gonna eat? Like, we ain't got no money, but we got bullets.
Listen,
so
if you ain't never slept on a pallet, and I'm let Train tell you what a pallet is, but if you ain't never slept on a pallet,
man,
and you had to put the fan in the window when it's 105 in the house,
yeah, because ain't no AC in apartments. Not when we came along. If you had an AC, that was in your mama room, and you couldn't go in there. You know what I'm saying?
See, look, we're laughing now about it.
Yeah,
Because
I want them to understand. Because a lot of times when you talk about the hood, people like to go to the hostility and the violence. But I want them to focus on the lack of living resources and the living conditions. And you look at how we operated day in and day out, Bernard B. And then you can point to telling somebody, man, you know, we all around the world. You know, I'm in Honduras. Man, it was a time we like, where is that? What is that? How do you even spell that? Coming from where we came from.
Right. Now, and I'm glad you said people keep focused on the brutality, but it wasn't just that.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many people. I definitely know for you for a fact, and me as well. I ain't gonna say just you, because I got a story that I'm gonna share with everybody real quick. But we didn't let you get in foolishness. Yeah, we know you was gonna crack jokes, but you could. First of all, wasn't nobody gonna bother you.
Yeah,
that was number one.
Right.
You just got ranked on. Just go on, suck it up.
Right.
You already know what he was gonna do.
Right.
You ain't finna touch him.
My nephew was just talking about that yesterday on the phone. He was like talking about how, you know, he's my nephew, but you know, we grew up like brothers. So him and my brother, like they were like, and then my brother's friends, like yourself, everybody treated me like their little brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was protected. There was some stuff I didn't have to get involved with because of, you know, who I was.
There you go. And that's the thing that people, when we start saying the hood, yes, it was bad. Yes, yeah. it was bad. But I can also know all the good things. And I remember a situation where I came home from school. I was in school in Tampa. And I came home and I messed up all my money. And a friend of mine who was not doing the right things, he say, look, I ain't got no money, but I got some product. Here you go, and get your behind back to school. Now look, was he trying to get me to go to jail? Yes. But it wasn't it was the context of this was all he could do, and he wanted to see me go back to school.
See?
So
the heart behind it.
Right, it was the heart behind it.
Yeah.
And we usually talk about the hood and all of its brutality and all of its evilness, but there is so much good. The guys.
It was, and I did an Instagram live about this. I think last summer, because you know people talk about Moncrief, they talk about the hood, and they immediately go to that narrative that we're talking about now. But what you rarely hear people talk about is the OGs in the neighborhood who would tell the other dudes, "Hey man, put that beer down." Why? Because here come Miss Jessie. You know what I'm saying? Here come Miss Lester, or here come Miss Mamie Ruth. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your bill down. Like, they the respect level. Felicia Rashad said something on the Breakfast Club the other day to Charlamagne the God, and he was talking about, you know, like, do you get this kind of, you know, love and respect from people all the time? Are you used to it? And her response was, she said, we as a people are respectful. And that is true. Like at our core, we're respectful people. And I remember in the hood with cats who, you know, had blood on their name. But if they saw an elderly lady or a woman, a parent, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, stop cussing. Why? Here come a lady. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, put that beer down. Why? Because don't smoke that cigarette in front of them. They would drive past the church, or if a funeral was coming down Moncrief, they'll tell you, hey, man, turn the music down.
Look.
Turn out of respect. So that's the era that I grew up in, and that's the element you rarely hear people talk about publicly. They want to talk about, because see, here's the thing, Bernard B. You know, you have people who like, hey man, you know ATRAIN? You will rarely have that subject be the case, because where we come from, people didn't validate us. We did the validating.
Right.
Like, you don't have to validate me, because I'm what you trying to emulate. I come out of the very hostile environment that you're trying to make people believe that you were a part of. But when I was in there, I was also in there under the auspice where people were like, the OGs was like, hey man, don't be like us. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do dope, don't you hustle. One of the cats told me, man, I remember this dude, man. He told me, he said, He say, let me holler at you about something, man. He say, we have representation in every side of life that came out of this particular neighborhood. We got representation on death row. We got representation in sports. We got representation on this. He said, but we don't have anybody who came out of here and did it how you're supposed to do it. And it was like, you got to be that one. So, yes, I didn't drink. I'm almost 50 years old this summer. I've never had a sip of alcohol in my entire life. Not because I'm an angel, you know, and nothing against those that do, but the environment that I was in, I saw this stuff happening. And then I had people in my corner like, hey, don't do like us. Like, well, but you smoking? Yeah, but don't you got to be better than us. So coming up in an environment like that, and then the older I got, it just became a part of my personality. And, you know, to this day, I've never smoked anything. I never sold anything. I never sipped anything, not even by accident, not even just trying to figure it out. Why? Because I had people in the hood, family and extended family, saying, hey, you got to be better than us.
Right.
And that part of the hood is never discussed. It's always talked about, you know, oh, man, you know, them over there. No, man. This way I slept at. You just kind of came down the street. Not you, but I'm saying some other people. You just came down the street. You ran that red light at Cleveland Road. You wouldn't even come in there. This is where we lived.
Listen, lived, walked, and not only, and to piggyback off of what you said, and it's funny you said, because Miss Jessie come out that door.
My mama.
Everything finna stop.
My mama was the community mama.
Everything finna stop.
She was the mama for the whole neighborhood.
And you ain't finna play with her.
Listen.
Because guess what? If she act like she finna get upset, somebody finna get whooped.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. And that was and then we used to, like you say, we band together as a community. Somebody was just talking about this at my sister's homegoing Tuesday. They were saying, man, we remember Miss Jessie talking about my mom used to have block parties, used to have rent parties. Somebody behind on their rent, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to band together. We're going to fry some fish, sell some chicken. Everybody going to raise some money. We're going to help you get your rent. You know, because that's how they, like, that's what ATRAIN Live, the experience, really was birthed out of. I was raised. My mama used to do summer trips. She would bring people from rivalry or like rivaling neighborhoods like Hilltop, Sherwood, Harborview, Cleveland Arms, 36th Street. You know what I'm saying? Palm Terrace, the Bottom. My mama would bring all those kids together and put them on a bus and take them to Hanna Park during the summer, or take them on different trips to the lake, Golden Head Lake, Fernandina Beach, and she would do this, and it'd be no problem. She had them sign permission slips, get permission slips signed by their parents. So she would take neighborhoods that you knew would be at each other's throat, a shootout, possibly this weekend. But my mama would bring these kids together. Am I lying, B?
Yeah, and see, and again, these are the things that changing that narrative. It doesn't negate the fact of, you know, the other part.
Yeah.
But there was another side. There's
another side.
And once
there
again,
was another side.
I understand. When I left, I was like, you know what? It was the conditions, but it wasn't necessarily the people.
That's it.
I'm making it very
good.
clear.
That's good, man. That's good. And we're products of that.
Right.
We're living testaments of that.
And on that show, after it was said, man, I sat in that same chair where you're at now, Train, and as I was reading those comments, and I'm looking at, because when we said it during the show, it was just a spontaneous thing. But when I looked at how, I'm like, we are, all us from the worst of what they considered the worst, and we look at what we doing. Look, I'm looking around this arena.
Yeah.
And it was all the guys from Moncrief.
Moncrief, yeah.
Moncrief boys just tore it up. And to this day, I stand behind you guys a lot of times, in Gene as well, A-Drop, because we all could have been in different places.
B, let me ask you something. I'm talking to the people through you. So you sitting here, so I'm going to ask you, do you not realize what we're talking about? We're not talking about what they say, the image, the stigma. That's what I'm looking for. The stigma that Duval, the city, the county, the stigma that Duval has today. Do you not realize where we're talking about, where we were raised and lived? Not just a street, not just Moncrief. Moncrief has a stigma to this day. But what I want the people to hear and understand what we're talking about, we're talking about the neighborhood and the people who created the stigma that provoked the fear around the street Moncrief. Like, I want to, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, people like, oh yeah, Duval, yeah, oh Moncrief, like, but you're looking at the people like we were there during the time when the stigma was like, our neighborhood is solely responsible for the stigma that spilled over into the stigma that Moncrief has, that spilled over to what the city has.
Yep.
Because, nobody's trying to hang their hat on, something as petty and ignorant as, horror. Like they say, Jacksonville at one time was the murder capital of Florida. And that says a lot when you have Miami in the same state.
Right.
And that's nothing to hang your hat on. But at the same time, it's just, it's just facts. It's a reality. You know what I mean? It's sad, but it's a reality. So in the same sense and in the same spirit, what I'm saying and talking about now is sad, but it was a reality. And this is what I want people to understand. When you say what you're saying, you're not just saying it on the side where you're in the shadows of the stigma. You're talking about we were living, thriving, and operating during the time when the stigma was being created.
Listen.
And produced.
Do you understand?
You remember the police never did come and watch night unless there was 2 cars deep. And that's when the police cars had 2 officers per car.
Per car, right. And there was more than 2 cars coming. Or they would sit at the front. But you know something? Think about this. When we say we can't paint this picture no clearer. There are 3 of my peers right now, 3, that will never see freedom again during the time that we were living in that neighborhood. Yeah. There's 3 of my peers right now who will never see the streets again. So, and the crazy part is those 3, I could go and get some bread from.
Yep.
Those 3, they mama done gave us some rice.
Yeah.
Those 3, one of them, you better fight. Because if you don't whoop him, I'm going to whoop you.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to beat him, then I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
He going to beat the dude up who beat me, but he going to beat me up too. But that was protection.
It was community, man.
He, once again, will never see the light of day as a free man again, but this was someone who protected his neighborhood.
And the reason we're saying these things is so that you all will understand and will be able to appreciate the celebratory things that you point out, like you said, what we did at the arena. You can't, in other words, you know how people say, you can't appreciate where I am if you don't understand where I came from. And what Bernard is talking about and what I'm saying, we're trying to really paint the picture and show you where we came from and where we come from so that you can really appreciate, oh, yeah, so you went out of town. Do you not understand we know people right now who's never crossed Matthews Bridge?
To this day. To this day.
Like, do you not understand? We know people right now who has never been out of town. No further than Daytona Beach for spring break.
And they think Fernandina was out of town.
And Fernandina was out of town. They're not going. They don't want to go. And this is nothing belittling, but we're trying to share with you again. You cannot appreciate who A-Train is and who DJ Bernard B is and what we're doing and what we have done because you don't really understand where we come from.
And with that being said, man, you know, this has always been my little brother. Look, it took me a minute, man. Just like it took everybody else a minute. Hey, who? Man, that's Blue. Man, stop playing with me. Right. No, you got to say Train. Man, I'm saying, you say A-Train. I'm saying Blue. Don't, leave me alone.
Right. And you get that pass. Yes, sir, brother.
But, hey, and before we go too real quick, man, listen. If you don't, I'm going to give a shameless plug. Make sure you go to Southernlistic Radio. You go to southernlisticradio.com.
Absolutely.
Or go to your app store, Southernlistic Radio, or go to Google Play Store, pull up Southernlistic Radio, and you can download our app. Just like we live now, we're actually live on the app.
Nice.
And you can tune into the actual radio. The radio station plays 24/7. It streams 24/7.
Nice.
All grown folks music all day, all the time. And on that, I said all that to say we have a segment called the Comedy Minute.
Nice.
The Comedy Minute. And it has Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley,
nice.
And of course our very own. and do you know when we first created that comedy hour, yours was the first to drop on there?
Wow, that's love. Man.
And speaking of that album, like it once again, I can actually I can't tell you when his segment will play.
Yeah.
But every half hour, it does the Comedy Minute. Oh, I thank you. I appreciate loving the app. A-Train.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
That was COVID. That was COVID. Yeah, you know where I'm going. We need another album, man.
Yeah, I got you. We working on something. Baby. Trust me, I am. And also, speaking of working on something, I talked about my 50th birthday, but A-Train Live The Experience, we always dedicate the August show for my birthday show. Well, this year we're doing it in Jamaica at the Grand Palladium Resort. It's a 5-star resort. This is not a cruise. We're flying to Jamaica, and we're doing the show, A-Train Live The Experience, at the Grand Palladium Resort. We got Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. He's performing. 95 South is doing the beach party. We got DJ Oxygen on the ones and twos, and then we got the all-white party. We got all these events August 2nd through the 5th. So if you go to my website at comedianatrain.com, you'll see the information for the Jamaica show in August of this year. Lock your room down because all the suites are junior suites and with the ocean view, and it's an all-inclusive resort, and I'm telling you, man, we're going to have a real good time. So if you want to come and rock out with us, come on in and rock out with us, man.
And see, that was a misconception because we thought that was a cruise.
Yeah, no, that's not. People think everything I do is a cruise. It's like, no, this is not a cruise. Yeah,
right.
So this is not a cruise. This is an actual destination event. We're going to Jamaica, flying into Montego Bay, and the resort is out probably about 30 minutes outside of Montego Bay. And, yeah, man, we're going to lock in from August 2nd through the 5th. And there's a few rooms left. And like I say, they're all junior suites with the ocean view. Yeah.
There you go. And shout out to my boys, 95 South. Oh, as a matter of fact, right there, look at those. They just gave them
a day, right?
Yeah, we just got the legends, the city legends, and they got a date.
Nice. This it right here?
Yeah, that's one of them. That is the legends from the city. Because I got two.
Yeah,
I got one for each one.
because you on both sides. Yeah. Man,
shout out to 95
look at me
South
holding this
6
thing, man.
Yeah.
Man, look at me putting my hand on this, brother.
Yeah,
like, man, it's history, bro. Again,
look,
you can't appreciate where we are if you don't understand where we come from. Bernard B., how you go from your bedroom, spinning records in your bedroom, your mama telling you can't come outside, but you're spinning records in your bedroom, to being a part of actual history in the city with having a certain day.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You can't appreciate what somebody at right now unless you understand where they come from.
And saying that, too,
congratulations,
you
man.
got to thank everybody. Like, Man, look here. First of all, thank my mom for tolerating me.
Golly, man.
Tolerate me, messing. And see, yeah, I'm finna show my age. Messing up her 8-track tapes. Yeah.
Messing up her walls.
Listen, her. What? She ain't got that deposit back yet.
Bernard B was spray painting his walls. Everybody else got, you know what I'm saying? You in apartments. First of all, you don't supposed to put no paint on the walls. He done spray painted. He got graffiti all over his wall.
My whole listen.
He got a little dude, a little image painted. Dude got on a Kango. You know what I'm saying? You think I forgot?
Listen. First of all, after that first whooping, then the second one. Look, I just went on and did the rest of it. So, but yeah, man.
This is huge, man. Real talk.
We appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Nice.
You will be able to view this again Facebook, on our YouTube channel. So again, I want to thank my guest, my friend, my brother, ATRAIN.
And I want to thank you too, bro. There has not been one time that me or baby have given you a call and you haven't already said yes before we even finished the
What
ask.
I tell you, what I always tell you. Don't talk me to death. Don't talk me to death. Send me the information.
Just send it to me, man. He said, just send it to me. You just, I don't need to know all that, Train. Just tell me when and where.
Matter of fact, I was on the, when you did it last time, I think I was on the boat. Hey, man, stop talking to me to death, man.
Yeah.
Because once again, I already know. And I'm trying to end this interview, but it's like talking with family.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, for my artists, DJs, you got to stop worrying about the check all the time.
Wow.
Sometimes you got to understand the opportunity that people are trying to put you in.
Wow.
The opportunity is bigger sometimes than any amount of money that they can pay you. So when I do, now, no, don't call me and think you're going to get the same response because you're going to get a total.
Say, come on, man, we're finna give you some exposure.
Man, if you don't get away from me, exposure, gonna send me a check.
Right.
But see, and here's the difference. The difference is, once again, I know his team, his wife, my friend.
Wow.
They are not going to have me involved in foolishness.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So, understand this, people. When they allow me to be a part of their brand, it helps my brand.
Wow. I appreciate
If
that,
you
man.
have
That's
a
love.
brand and somebody calls you with that, the money should be on 2 occasions, and like I said, I'm trying to end this interview. What we were talking about earlier about being on a cruise ship and where you gonna sleep, you don't want to make them people think you hard to work with.
Brother, listen to me.
Because listen, when they like you, when they say, "Hey, he's easy to work with," you
just signed the deal.
we
right
not talking about you folks who want to have a caviar party
Yeah.
on a tuna fish budget.
Yeah.
We not no. Listen, Noah, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but
Yeah.
don't spend $6,000-$7,000 on the venue, on the food, and then want to give me $200 the DJ for 4 hours. Or you call Train and you want him to host for 4-5 hours.
They said we just want a little bit of comedy. That's what people say.
Right.
What's a little bit of comedy?
Right. So with that being said, it has to make sense.
Yeah.
And when you start networking, understand what your brand is, what your network is, then you will start to understand who you can do that for. There's certain people who, once again, and you know what? Who just said this too?
What that?
Train. John Legend said this. John Legend said he was getting ready to do a gig, and his management team got a phone call, and it was for Oprah.
Okay.
And she was doing one of her retreats, and she wanted him there. The management team was playing hardball with her management team, and he ended up not doing the gig. And later, ran across her again, and she, oh no, we would love to have you, but your team wasn't easy to work with.
Wow.
And he was furious because he said literally he would have done it for free.
Yeah, I know he would have.
Listen,
Yeah.
Once again, I'm gonna say this again, people. ATRAIN Live, the experience is always packed. It is always so. Listen, they squeezing people in at the last minute.
This is true.
No, hey, don't worry. Come on, we'll put a chair out for you. Just come on. I'm gonna make it. I'm talking about the show starting.
Yeah.
Show starting.
Yeah.
Tracy and what's my girl name? Who I work up at the front. They making it happen.
Yeah.
They squeezing you in. Mm-hmm. So I've heard this. So once again, when going back to the Ritz.
Yep.
First show, I don't know what to expect. Hey man, Train, come on Bernard, how much you gonna charge it? Tracy, Bernard, we need a number. I ain't got no number for you. Whatever, just give it to me. I'm good.
Right.
So when they call, it ain't about the money.
Wow.
It is about the network and what it does for my brand.
Yeah.
I was on. Listen, I did a 3-minute set, people, at his last one. 3 minutes.
And killed it too.
3 minutes was for enough people to see who I was, say what, and they understood the brand. I didn't even realize my stuff was behind me.
Yeah. You was looking good now.
Yeah.
It was looking good.
So, once again, if they had paid me, it still wouldn't have been enough for that marketing.
Wow.
And please, I implore y'all, don't always go, yes, don't let people use you. Get it. But when certain people call, take that call and take it serious. And when I got with 95 South and 69 Boys, let me hold those real quick because I I never posted these.
Man, you should, bro.
This is one. This is sorry about this, y'all, but this is one for each one because I'm a part of each group, 95 South and 69 Boys. And
amazing.
The deal I made with these guys back when. They called me, and I originally started with 95 South as their tour DJ. And because I did my job, doing what I was supposed to do, Thrill 69 said, hey, Bernard, we want to use you too.
Wow.
And I was like, I thought he was doing, so I called both of them downstairs. We were in Louisiana somewhere, and we were at the hotel. I said, look, here's what I'm going to do. I said, 95 South is my first priority. But when they're not touring, I'll go on tour with y'all, 69 Boys. And so first thing both groups asked me is, well, what do you want? I said, I don't care about the money. I said, whatever y'all pay me is fine. Now, here's why I said that, Train. Well, let me go back first. I said, here's what I want. I want to be able to use the name. And they said, the name? I said, yes. As long as I stay in good standings, I represent the brand the way it needs to be. I want to always use the name whether I'm with the group or not.
Nice.
So he said, well, again, I said, again, I don't care about the money. And a lot of people are like, man, you should have made them pay you this.
Nah, that's leverage, man.
I said, let me explain something to you. Train, think about this. If the new shoe ATRAIN finna come out Saturday, it's your name, so of course you are, hey man, that's a new one. But here's the thing. If they say the new ATRAIN by Nike is coming out, people own it.
Yeah, it's a whole different situation.
Because of the brand name. So for me to say I am the DJ for multi-platinum artists, 95 South, 69 Boys, who I don't care, you could be, listen, we've been on every boat with every nationality.
Yeah.
Play Tootsie Roll or Whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
Or the Train.
Yep.
Them folks,
they know
all
it.
them other folks getting out there.
They know it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me able to walk in a room and honorably, not cap, say, I'm a part of that group. Listen, I didn't even know about this city thing. I got a phone call literally the day I was getting off the boat.
Wow.
And they said, hey, you got to be here. They presenting us with an award.
Nice.
And, well, again, they literally called my name, not just the group.
Yeah.
Hey, where's DJ Bernard B?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. So, again,
flowers.
Yeah,
Flowers,
man.
brother. Flowers.
Man, look here, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
So with that being said, man,
That's big,
when
bro.
you go back out again, give them your tour dates.
Yeah, I go out on Sunday, the 30th through April 6th. And also, I'll be at the Comedy Club in Harlem on May 17th. So you can go to my website, comedianatrain.com, and get tickets for that. I always love playing that club. Shout out to Jamie Roberts up in New York. Harlem, we sold that puppy out last time. We want to do it again this time. So that's May 17th in Harlem. And then also April 18th, I'll be hosting the Hip Hop Orchestra tribute to Outkast. That's going to be at WJCT. That's on the 18th of April. They got a few seats left for that. Matter of fact, they're running a blitz. So if you go to the website and use the code word revival, you can get $15 off of the general admission ticket. So they're doing that until Sunday. So jump on that. And then what else did I leave out? Yes, the big Mother's Day show with Cheryl Underwood, myself, Comedian Junior, and Comedian Skeet Carter, and DJ Oxygen on the ones and twos. We're going to be at the Times Union Theater May 11th. That's Mother's Day. Bring your mamas out. And I ain't just talking about Hattie Mae and Miss Ernestine, but I'm talking about Keisha, Felicia, Sabrina, Stephanie, you know what I'm saying, Rhonda, you know what I mean? Bring all of them. If you didn't have a child, this show gonna be for everybody. So let's get it in, man. I'm Comedian A-Train.
Hey, give them socials and we out.
Yep, follow me on Instagram on the Comedian A-Train, all one word, Comedian A-T-R-A-I-N. And my Facebook is Comedian A-Train. So, yeah.
This has been DJ Bernard B, Southernlistic Radio, Southernlistic Music Group, and we out.